This is the fall of America. It will be a quick, sudden disappearance.
I don't know how any of you guys are going and going and going. I know you gotta be at the same level of mental health as me. Every day it's something new between the fucking news and the stupid Biden and stupid Trump. And this country fucked. Every day we're spending more and more money. None of us are getting ahead.
The way we live in the United States is not normal. Now, I'm not exactly sure when it happened, but it became crystal clear to me that something is wrong with the United States.
America is not what it once was. I've got some bad news for people who don't travel internationally. The world hates us, okay? We're not the big dogs. We don't have the clout that we once had. We aren't even like statistically on top of anything, education or anything anymore.
Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. I just hope that you're doing fine wherever you are today. Now, I have a concern, and this is something that people are trying to talk about. This is something that people are trying to address. And like, I've never seen a group of people who hate their country like the United States. American citizens really hate their country, and I came to understand why. A lot of people are complaining about the greed of the corporations. A lot of people are complaining about the life, how things are never the same like it was before. And I'm like, okay, what's really happening? And trying to dig into history, this is something that black folks have been going through. But then it wasn't an issue, but right now it's an issue because it's affecting everyone. There is a big crash, the corporate greed, and like everything is just crazy, and people are feeling like everything is not the same like it was before. And I understand why Americans hate America themselves. I've never seen any country or any citizen who hate their country like Americans, and I came to understand because of a couple of 1, 2, 3 reasons that I want to talk about. Now, I just watched this video. Honestly, I feel so remorseful for the people who shared their sentiments inside the video. But at the end of the day, I feel like we need to have a proper discussion about this, because it's important that we discuss about these issues, because these are things that are affecting people. And I'm really interested in knowing all this, because people are going to share how they feel about all these issues. So I want us to buckle up for this video. As usual, I'll be back and we'll talk about it. And if you're watching this video for the first time, I'll most definitely ask you to subscribe to the channel, join our membership, and really get to see what we can offer you. But until then, let's dive right into the video, and tell me what you think about this in the comment section, because I feel like it's important for us to discuss about this. Until then, let's dive right into it.
I don't know how any of you guys are going and going and going. I know you gotta be at the same level of mental health as me. Every day it's something new between the news and the stupid Biden and stupid Trump. And this country's, every day we're spending more and more money. None of us are getting ahead. The rich people are the ones that are fucking getting ahead. I'm tired of struggling. I've done everything I can. I'm trying to be a good man. I take care of my daughter. I take care of my wife. The best I can. I can't keep going. Every day it's something new. Then on top of that, as if you're not trying to spend money, you have to. Fucking everything's expensive. I own a painting company, I still can't fucking make it. I'm fucking trying, man. I can't look at my daughter and my wife and know I'm failing. I'm fucking done. Everybody wake up. It's time to stand up. It's time to be tired of this. It's our turn to fucking eat. I want to eat. I want my family to eat. I want you guys to eat. Stand up. Let's go. Stand up, man. Let's fucking eat. I'm tired. Let's help each other. I don't care what your political affiliation is. I don't care what fucking color you are. If you are not eating and you're struggling, eat with me. Let's struggle together then. Let's be a team.
America is not what it once was. I've got some bad news for people who don't travel internationally. The world hates us, okay? We're not the big dogs. We don't have the clout that we once had. We aren't even like statistically on top of anything, education or anything anymore. And I've traveled a lot internationally. Over COVID, obviously, I stopped. And there's always been an underlying tone that America is dangerous. But, you know, we run Hollywood, so a lot of the media that is consumed by people in other countries is still American. However, I'm on my first international trip since COVID, and it has gotten worse. I have heard from every nationality that America is dangerous, but I arrived in Indonesia, which is a country that, you know, a lot of people aim to get out of and go to America. And the first thing that my taxi driver says to me is that he's afraid of America because of all the poppy seeds that we're taking and all the jazz powder that people are using. And he's convinced that people are walking around the US like zombies, because that's what's on the internet. That's what these people are seeing. And I think it's a really big lesson. If you are sheltered and are not leaving the US, we don't got it. Like, we don't got it anymore. People don't want to live in America. People aren't eager to live in America. When I was in Europe, a lot of the kids said their parents wouldn't let them go to America because they were afraid they were going to get popped by the police. Like, those are the fears. The only fear that Americans have when their children travel overseas is that they're going to be, like in the movie Taken, which is a very small possibility. And they just use that as a fear. I don't even, like, that's not really even a founded fear. People aren't taking Americans when we go, because you know how big of a hell case they would raise if some little white girl went missing? That's not what's happening. But what is happening is other people from other nations are going to America and bad things are happening to them. So, just a reminder, we ain't shit. We ain't shit.
And I thought it was the UK that was on its arse. Seems like these Americans are really fucking struggling with the cost of living crisis. Check this video out. Tell me it don't break your heart. How can someone earning $80,000 a year be struggling to live? This is fucked.
Made, and we are literally the brokest we've ever been. Brokest we've ever been.
But I'm making the most money I ever had my entire life. My husband and I, between the two of us, gross, make like over $80,000 a year. And if you told me a few years ago that $80,000 a year was not going to be enough for a family of four.
I make more than what I made back in 2015. But I am still literally living paycheck to paycheck.
I have to work 60 hours a week and make $80,000 a year to make ends meet. That's insane. I can't even begin to wrap my head around it.
But you live in America. You live in the freest, safest country in the world.
There's 165 countries in the world that have freedom for their citizens, and America ranks number 23 among those in terms of actual individual freedom that their citizens have. Also, among those countries, 72 of those have universal access to healthcare for all their citizens. America's not one of those, which is crazy because Americans work the 13th most hours among these countries while also paying the 14th highest tax rate among these countries. And also couple that with the fact that America ranks dead last in legally mandated PTO for their workers. So we work damn near more hours than everyone else. We pay damn near more taxes than everyone else. And then we also have the least amount of time off. Don't even get me started on the whole safety part of this. You have kindergartners that come home from school and talk about how they need to make sure they have the best hiding spots available in classrooms in case of an active shooter drill. We're the most armed country. We have more people in prison than any other country in the world. I'm not trying to turn this into America bashing. I promise you, I love this country. I love living in America. I do think we have the potential to be the best best country on the planet. I'm just tired of the whole like, this is America, love it or leave it attitude, because that just leaves no room for improvement. We work hard enough and we pay enough in taxes to have a better quality of life than we do in America right now. That's okay to say while also appreciating the things that we have.
Another one of the key identity points that we've lost in this country that I think is only going to get worse comes from the job market, right? Right now, we're in a job market crisis. People have jobs, people are working, so you can look at the employment rates and you can say, oh, these are up or these are steady. But the fact is, it's a bit of a cope because we all know that the economy is absolutely trash. We all know that people are struggling, right, to make enough just to survive. You know, that we're a country, we're a people that are in debt, right? Even at the highest levels of our government, the country itself, we are in an immense amount of debt. But when we think of our job market, when we think of things like the gig economy, the hustle culture, and the devaluation of the very concept of a career, I think this is still one of the great self-defining parts of our lives, which is our job, our career. You know, you're a fireman, you're a plumber, you know, you're a banker, a CEO, you know, you're a soldier. In lieu of that, now we have, you know, people who are in positions for such short term. And I think that that's the real problem. It's the lack of permanence that robs us of our identity. Because instead of saying that I am this thing, this is what I do, this is my profession, this is what my skill set is, because you don't have that anymore, you know, because when you start making too much money or asking for too much, you're usually replaced by somebody that's new. You know, the skill set requirements are kept low on purpose. You know, you can look at unions, you can look at apprenticeships, journeymen, you know, masters. You know, this is something that kind of used to exist within all careers, within all jobs, right? There was always a ladder that you can climb up, and now that ladder is very short, if it exists at all. And if it does exist, usually it's an illusion, because once you start getting close, the competitive nature of America is going to have people find a way to get you out of there and replace you with somebody who won't ask questions. It won't cause trouble, won't ask for anything. And I only see this really getting worse because since we've digitized jobs, we've made people more invisible, right? When we see ourselves working in a job now, where's the reliance on us, really? If we're so easily replaceable, we'll see ourselves as redundant. We'll see ourselves as replaceable. And if we're replaceable, in the end, we see ourselves as disposable. And if we're in the position like this where we can't hold on to a steady job that we're going to grow from, then that leads into the next thing, which is the housing market. And you can say it's a housing market crisis now, but I say that the instability of the market has been going on for so long. It's not just a crisis. It's not just something that happened because of a little bit of reckless spending. This is something that's been going on a long time. This is something that's done on purpose.
The whole history of America is the history of rich white men telling not rich white people that their enemies are black and brown. It starts in the colonies.
The way we live in the United States is not normal. Now, I'm not exactly sure when it happened, but it became crystal clear to me that something is wrong with the United States. And when I say this to people, they nod knowingly. Work and retirement here in the United States, working 40 plus hours a week is almost like a badge of honor. And for many, it's a necessity to have one or two jobs, working well into our 60s and 70s. Compared to other countries like the Netherlands and Germany, they have a work week around 35 to 38 hours with lots of time off for vacation and holidays. And they can still afford to retire successfully. They do not need to work late into their 70s as they have the money needed from working. So what does this mean? Well, statistics show it's a huge impact on our health and well-being, where versus the other countries that have the lower, more relaxed, stress-free work and retirement life, they have better balance in their life, they can enjoy it, and their well-being and health seems to be significantly better. So with the balanced work life, it means better family time, better health, and more active elderly seniors. Here in the United States, we have the work till you drop motto. Others have enjoy your golden years. I think it would be great if we could look into what other countries are doing. So as we retire, we have plenty of finances, don't have to worry about a place to live or becoming homeless or relying on other family members, and have the health to enjoy these fun activities in our senior golden year.
I have been a U.S. citizen for 8, almost 9 years now, and I have to say that me as an immigrant who's grateful to be in America, I face a lot of anti-America rhetoric. There's truly not a single day that has gone by in the last few years that I have not woken up and at some point during the day been grateful that my family moved to America when I was a kid. When I tell Americans this, like the regular Americans, when I tell real Americans this, they look at me like I'm crazy. They look at me like America is the worst place to be. They are just so ungrateful. I don't know, I just cannot believe at how I'm treated when I say that kind of stuff. Obviously, it's okay to admit that the United States of America has its issues and work towards fixing them. But why is there so much negativity? Somebody who in another universe could have potentially grown up in a third world country. I am so grateful to be in America, to have the opportunities that I have. I have done so much more with my life, I feel, than I could have ever done anywhere else.
If you're an American living abroad, please tell me why you would never go back. Because I don't have to worry about affording my health insurance, because my kids can go outside and play without me having to worry because the crime rates are so much lower, public transportation, 30 plus vacation days a year, so much paid paternal leave, because my son is now bilingual and working on becoming trilingual, because I'll save $100,000 in my son's paid university tuition, because I no longer have to worry about my own student loans, because even though I live in the most religious state, I'm not shamed for being atheist, because I can actually afford daycare, because my kids don't have to worry about being unalived at school, and because my taxes actually go towards helping other families.
Hey, welcome back to the channel. I just hope that you're fine. Now, yeah, this is not something new to black folks, but again, we are not that much inhuman to just keep quiet or just see people don't talk about this, because initially people are not trying to talk about this, but right now you could see them. People are complaining about how everything is damn expensive, and like people are losing it. And this is something that has been happening like 9 months down the line. Around America didn't become a normal country to people. That was like 3 years ago, 5 years ago, right? And people, it took them time for them to understand that like there is a difference in things. The social life is never the same. How people interacted, most especially the economy, because it's getting tough. The housing system is not like something which was like it's just going crazy, and people are sharing their sentiments, how they feel about these issues. And I feel like it's always important to have a discussion in line with everything which is happening. And right now, I was so interested in what people said about these things. Now, somebody is saying that Africans, Americans, Jamaicans, Nigerians, Haitians, together we should stand, because divided we are fallen. We are the chosen people, and the majority of us are awakened now. Peace, love, and prosperity to us all when we stand together. Yeah. Standing together is an important aspect, especially in understanding that all you need right now is unity, because everything which is going around, you could see for yourself, like it's going to get crazy. And you're being warned like it's going to get crazier when it comes to factors to deal with the economy. I mean, as you can see, the social life system has changed, and it's not just like for black people, but right now it's for everyone. But understanding the history and the sentiments of black people, this is something that's been happening to black folks like thousands of years back ago, and like no one was trying to address this. I'll just like to ask you this question as a black person. What can you do right now that this is affecting everyone? Like, it's not just like you as a black person, like an individual, but this is happening to everyone. I'll just like to know what can you do, or what can we do? Because black people heard out their voice, but like no one was trying to understand their sentiments. No one was trying to hear what they were going through. And it is like, until now, it's affecting everyone. And then like it's something that people need to wake up, people need to talk about this. I mean, how do you feel? I really want to know. Somebody's saying let me see. Somebody has quoted a Bible, and I think I'll read it. It's a long one, but I think I'll take my time. Somebody refers to Obadiah 1:4, and they say, "Thou you soar like the eagle and make your nest among the stars. From here I'll bring you down, declares the Lord." Somebody also goes ahead and quoted the Bible, that is Zephaniah 14:12, and it says that the flesh will consume away while they stand on their feet, and their eyes will be consumed away by their holes, and their tongues shall consume in their own mouth. Psalms 137 says, "Remember, O Yahuwah, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. Daughter of Babylon, who are to be destroyed, happy shall be, for rewarded thee as thou hast rewarded us. Happy shall be that taketh and dasheth the little ones against the stones." I think all these Bible references are trying to explain to you how I mean, there is a form of a retribution, that in the sense that the people who are first will be last, and the people who are last will be first. And due to the greed, due to the corporate life of the United States, due to the enslavement of black people, a group of marginalized groups, things are turning, and America itself is getting to be destroyed, because it is being referred to as the Babylon, as you know. Somebody is also saying something important here that I want us to talk about. Somebody's saying, imagine being a black person in America, where the whole world hates you and disrespects you, won't hire you, you work for, and purposefully do things to ruin your life. That is the experience of for 90% black people who live in the America. So when we as black people see other people struggling, we want to help, but we can't. Most of us broken down and battered, and we can't even afford to help ourselves. Life sucks, and sometimes you just gotta eat, sleep for dinner. Yeah, somebody's shared their sentiments in regards to what they've been going through. And as I opened this video by saying that most of people are going through it, and for the longest time black folks have been going through this, right? And at a quest that people should be working together, what's the question? Like, is it like right now black people are really important, that it's happening to everyone? And where were white folks when this thing was happening to black folks before? Because right now there is a form of, karma. I won't say it's karma, but there's a form of like something is trying to change, and like this is happening to everyone. The question is, where were white folks when this thing was happening to black people? Now that's a question that I feel like we need to address, looking at factors, because we can't, honestly, I can't just say like all white folks are bad people, right? I can't say all black folks are good people. I know a couple of black folks that have done crazy things, right, to white folks. I know a couple of white folks have done crazy things to black folks, right? But I'm trying to understand the history, because black people have been going through these for the longest time, and like it's nothing to the whole country, and people are not trying to talk about this. But when it comes to black folks, this is something that somebody's saying that, how much is Russia paying your country? Also, as Afro or Black American, I also know of the underaid that other African aid Black Americans. This is something I would like to address, but not in this video, because there is, of course, a misunderstanding between the two groups. All I know is that for the longest time, Black Americans that have come to Africa to interact with the Africans, there has been a good relationship. And I think at this time that we are going to start a new year, I might ask you might want to try something new. If you feel like the United States is already toxic, you could just try something new, because people are saying that the United States, is not like the same like it used to be before. Things have changed. And I think people are leaving, going overseas. Some people are going to Africa. I mean, you have some other choices to explore that you can go to. I'm not just trying to restrain you or to restrict you to the United States, or not, to Africa, but you can choose like other countries that you can go to that really favors you. But as an African who have stayed in Africa, I could advise you to stay in Africa, because there are a couple of opportunities you as a diaspora you can come and tap into. There is so much things that we as natives haven't dwelt much so into, but you could do that, and you have that I mean, you have the leverage of doing that as compared to some of us inside here. Now, somebody's saying that all black people around the world, specifically on the continent of Africa, are descendants of our Creator's real name. Yeah, the word calls him God, and his son, as the world calls him Jesus, but his real name is Yahushua. I think he tried to call him like that. We are just different tribes, but brothers and sisters. Americans, blacks are just tribe over there. They are not the original Jews. They are the Israelites. The letter J was created in the 1800s. The word you never existed. We've existed for millions of years on this planet all by ourselves. So please, all black people around the world are descendants of the Creator, and we are all Israelites. We're just different tribes, but we love each other and respect each other because we are Israelite, just culturally different. So you are an Israelite from a different tribe on the continent of Africa. It is hard to find what your original tribe was because the colonizers moved you around and intentionally mixed all of your tribes. You can be in different parts of Africa and be the same. Try if you find we able to trace your lineage back. So that's why you should include yourself as a black person, descendants of the Creator who was in the Israelite Christianity. It's actually a made up religion by Lucifer and colonizer to trick you to compassion to the colonizer and their descendants so that they wouldn't rise up and harm. So telling you to be a passive and quiet when you are being harmed. That's all. Language was made up in the Bible to trick you to know that they were to harm you. So please understand that blacks in America are not the Jews, not only Israelites. They are just one tribe that are on the continent. You are one of the same family, a tribe that is different from the location. So you can learn, so we can come together, but I appreciate. So I think it's important that we need to understand that is some people usually say that there is usually a disconnect between Africans and African Americans. I understand that this is something that has been there. I'm not gonna try to talk about this in this video, but this is something that has been there. This is something that has been happening. But what can I say? What I'm trying to say is that if you turn to deeply look at the similarities that are there between Africans and African Americans, you could realize that there is a minimal error. I mean, the difference is so much small because there are so many things that we share together. The difference is that it is the nature of the United States that has shaped a lot of black Americans to be way little bit different than Africans. But of course, we have people who argue that there is so much difference between Africans and African Americans. But for me, for my interaction, like one-on-one interactions with African Americans or black Americans, I could say that there is little difference if it's not for the upbringing. I mean, the society really plays a great role in shaping how you think, your perspective in regards to some things that are happening around the world. I think that's what makes the difference. But all in all, I mean, we're just good. We're just same people. But yeah, some people argue that we're not the same. But I feel like, yeah, we're the same because the proof is there. So tell me what you think about this video. As usually know, this is presented Gintek Stories, and I'm hoping to see you in my next video. Until then, let me see you in my next video. Peace, love, and harmony. Salute. Just a reminder, if you're watching this video for the first time, I'll most definitely ask you to subscribe to the channel, join our membership, and really get to see what we can offer you. Salute.